Hey you. Yeah, you. Ever wonder why some people just seem to have it all together? They're crushing it at work, in life, and on social media. Meanwhile, you're scrolling through memes, wondering where the time went and why you still haven't started that big project. Sound familiar? Yeah, I get it. Well, what if I told you that the difference between those people and you isn't some magic ingredient called talent or luck? Nope, it's the 1% mindset. A mindset that's built on one simple thing: consistency. And no, I'm not talking about how many days in a row you can binge watch Netflix. No story captures this transformation better than Thorfinn's journey in Vinland Saga. From a vengeful child to a powerful man of discipline and wisdom. Stick around. Today, we're going to break down how you can shift from being part of the 99% to joining the 1%. All by changing how you approach your day, your struggles, and your goals. So let's dive into the daily habits and mindset shifts that'll take you from where you are now to a true warrior mindset. And no, you don't need to be born with some superhuman gift. You just need to show up consistently. Time management, mastering your 24 hours. All right, real talk. How many hours a day are you wasting? You got your phone notifications buzzing every minute, your friends hitting you up for gossip, and that one app that drains your energy like a leech. High achievers know one simple truth: your time is your life. If you want to be in the 1%, you need to treat your time like the valuable resource it is. That means saying no to distractions and yes to productive habits. Research by Cal Newport, author of Deep Work, reveals that deep, focused work is the true key to success, something the 99% rarely commit to. Remember Thorfinn from the Vinland Saga? Early on, he's a slave to revenge. All he does is fight and chase the wrong things. But as he matures, he realizes that time spent mindlessly chasing vengeance is time wasted. He starts focusing on what really matters: building a future. He begins to realize that time is his most valuable asset. Think of it this way. You're sitting at home, phone in hand. You start scrolling, and boom, 2 hours are gone. This could be spent learning a new skill, working on your side project, or reading a book. But instead, you're mindlessly filling your time with nothing of substance. High achievers, they'd use those 2 hours to level up. The key takeaway: maximize your 24 hours. Time is the one thing you can never get back. If you start controlling your time, your life will follow suit. Consistency over talent. The power of showing up. Here's a hot take: talent doesn't matter. What really counts is showing up day after day. And if you don't believe me, let me tell you a little story. A story from Angela Duckworth, author of Grit, shows that grit, the ability to keep going in the face of setbacks, is a far better predictor of success than talent. High achievers aren't always the smartest or most talented. They're the ones who keep pushing when things get tough. They show up consistently, even when motivation is nowhere to be found. In his early years, Thorfinn was consumed by revenge, making him a slave to his emotions. But as he grows, he learns the importance of showing up every day for his own growth, even when it feels pointless. He's not chasing some grand victory in the moment. He's building something bigger. A warrior mindset isn't about one great battle. It's about the 1,000 small ones you face each day. Imagine this. You're at the gym, staring at that barbell, feeling drained. But you show up anyway. Maybe today's workout isn't perfect, but you're consistent. That's what matters. Every rep, every set builds your discipline. In the same way, life's challenges are just a daily grind you have to show up for. If you want to break into the 1%, forget about being the smartest. Focus on showing up, day in and day out. That's where the magic happens. Stop relying on motivation. Most people fail because they think success is about feeling motivated. Wrong. The 1% don't care about feelings. They show up when they're tired, when they're uninspired, when no one's watching. Thorfinn's transformation wasn't about motivation. It was about discipline. When he decided to never take another life, he didn't say, "I'll do it when I feel ready." He just did it. The same applies to you. Do it, even when you don't feel like it. Embracing struggles. The 1% don't run from hardship. What do you do when life gets hard? Do you pull back, hide under the covers, or go scroll through social media to avoid it? The 99% avoid discomfort. The 1% seek it. High achievers don't run from struggles. They embrace them. They see adversity as training. Seneca, a Stoic philosopher, once said, "Difficulties strengthen the mind, as labor does the body." Research by Carol Dweck, author of Mindset, shows that people with the growth mindset are more likely to see challenges as opportunities, not obstacles. Think about Thorfinn again. He's not exactly having a smooth ride. The suffering he endured as a slave was brutal. His entire life is a struggle, loss, betrayal, and endless battles. But what does he do? He endures. Instead of breaking him, the suffering hardened him into a man who could stand for something greater. Think about your own life. Maybe you faced setbacks in a job or relationship. Instead of avoiding the pain, what if you leaned into it? Every struggle, every failure, every rejection, it's sharpening you. Struggling now could be the very thing that prepares you for success later. The most resilient people don't fold. They grow through what they go through. You have two choices: run from the discomfort and pain, or use it as training. Struggles are what separate the 1% from the rest of the pack. Long-term vision. Here's something that'll change how you see your growth. It might just blow your mind. It's about a little plant you may have never heard of, the bamboo tree. Bamboo starts slow, really slow. For the first 5 years, you see nothing. No shoots, no growth. But then, in the 6th year, it shoots up over 80 feet in just 6 weeks. Why? Because the underground roots were growing during all that time, laying the foundation for explosive growth. Most people are short-term thinkers. They want fast results, quick wins, easy solutions. But the 1% play the long game. They invest in themselves, even when they don't see immediate results. Thorfinn's early life in the Vinland Saga was about planting these roots. At first, it looks like he's just fighting aimlessly. But in reality, every struggle, every fight, every day spent thinking about his future builds a foundation for what he'll eventually become. His growth isn't instant, it's consistent. When Thorfinn chooses to create Vinland, a land of peace, he's thinking years, generations ahead. The world sees him as weak, naive, but in reality, he's outsmarting everyone by playing a bigger game. Look at your own goals. Maybe you've started something, a business, a fitness journey, a new skill, but after a few months, it feels like nothing's happening. But if you're patient and stick with it, your bamboo will grow, and it'll be stronger than you ever imagined. Your long-term vision is your secret weapon. Plant the seeds, water them daily, and don't expect immediate results. Trust the process. Are you willing to sacrifice temporary pleasures for a future that's unstoppable? Ownership and responsibility. Here's the hardest truth. No one is coming to save you. The world doesn't owe you anything. No one's obligated to make your dreams come true. The 1% don't wait for handouts or pity. They take ownership of their lives. The difference between the 1% and everyone else is simple: accountability. High achievers don't make excuses. If something goes wrong, they own it. If something goes right, they own that too. It's all on them. Studies in personal responsibility show that the more you take control of your own life, the more empowered you feel. In the Vinland Saga, Thorfinn could easily have blamed the world for his misfortune. His father died, he was enslaved, and his life seemed cursed. But he didn't. He took ownership of his fate and fought for what he wanted, even when the odds were against him. Take a moment to reflect on your own life. How often do you blame others for your situation? Now, what if you took responsibility for everything? What would happen if you realized that your choices today shape your tomorrow? To join the 1%, you need to take full responsibility. No excuses. If you want a different life, you have to create it. The 1% take ownership. The 99% wait for permission. Which one are you? So here's the deal. You can either stay in the 99%, scrolling through social media, binge watching shows you don't even like, and telling yourself, I'll start tomorrow. Or you can make the 1% mindset shift right now. The choice is yours. But remember, success isn't about luck, talent, or some magical moment of motivation. If that were the case, every person with a New Year's resolution would be a billionaire with six-pack abs. It's about discipline. It's about consistency. It's about showing up even when you don't feel like it. No one's coming to save you. No secret formula is going to fall from the sky and turn you into a warrior overnight. You build it brick by brick, habit by habit, pain by pain. Start today. Your future self, the one with the discipline, the freedom, and the life you actually want, will thank you.